My Dinamo, I bought you a feather duster. You haven't won anything for so long. Your trophy cabinet's probably covered in, dust and cobwebs and all sorts of things by now. So this should help you out a little bit, fellas. Come on, come and get it. Somebody, come and get it.
Jarune, za tebe mi dijete diše, tu je važno samo jedno, nogomet i ništa više. Jarune.
Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to your run on the Impossible Dream. It is Season 9, Episode 11 today. We wrap up the season, championship winning season, of course. We are at Dinamo Zagreb. We have an amazing record against them of recent times. And if we beat them, we can see over here on the league table, there is a chance that they drop out of European football altogether. Now, the 5th spot is likely to go to the league because Aussie is playing Bordeaux in the cup final and won the first leg 3-0. So in all likelihood, it will be 5 spots going to the league. And in a way, it would be very funny if Dinamo missed out. In another way, it would be disastrous because they're probably the club most likely to go deep in Europe with us. So, the country's coefficient could probably do with them getting through. But anyway, there are 2 games to catch you up on since last episode where we, of course, clinched our 4th league title. Now, these games we were rotating, we were experimenting with some players, and the first of those games was against Varazdan, who, as we know, have been very good this year and find themselves sitting in 3rd. We fell behind after half an hour. But Bertic pulled us level just before half-time. Only for Varazdan to restore their lead in first half stoppage time. And then they got a 3rd midway through the second half. So we were so poor in this game. We really were. We got a lifeline just before half-time and then ended up going in at half-time behind anyway. And Pulic in goal, disappointing again. Torres, I don't know what happened to his form. He's been a disaster. And Perso, one of the youngsters, did okay. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't his fault that we lost, but he certainly didn't have a great game either. So yeah, that was very disappointing. It's our first home loss, that one, in 33 games as well, which is a bit of a stinger. But we looked to rebound again. We didn't panic. We sort of kept going with the kids and experimenting with players as we faced Rijeka. We went ahead in first half stoppage time through Mazar, and it was 2-0 when Kovacic picked out Mazar, before Mazar completed his hat-trick. And then he got gifted a 4th. Before Siraj smashed in a 5th. So this was obviously much more like it. We gave a debut in midfield to this guy. We'll have a look at him in just a second. But Mazar is just continuing to look like, he's worth a spot in this squad. Pinta was back in goal. I think Pulic, we've given up on him at this point. And there was a few players here like Boziniak. Holt was another one. I think Kovacic perhaps as well, that were booking away from a suspension. So I was trying to get them booked so that they would serve the suspension this year rather than get a booking in the last game and serve it next year. What in truth we'll probably do, and I forget what team exactly I've selected, but they just won't play. I think Siraj may have been in that same boat as well. But anyway, very good performance. And just a quick update of the league table. Doesn't really mean too much to us, of course, as champions, but Aussie have sealed 2nd spot, so they'll go into Champions League qualifying. And honestly, I think that's a good thing because they score goals, and yeah, I think they are the best chance of anybody other than ourselves of getting into the Champions League phase, or at least parachuting down into the group stage of something else. So we can see Varazdan have still up 3rd as well, so they'll be going into the Europa League. And then, yeah, it's just that scrap behind them to see who gets the Conference League spots. So Bordeaux have been relegated. Istra will be going into the playoffs. And if you want to have a quick look at the division below, Lokomotiva have walked the league and will be coming back up. And it looks like Dubrava will be the team that's playing off with Istra to see who goes where for next season on that front. So this is what we're doing for the last game of the season. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 out of them. And this is our team that we're sending out. Pinta goes in goal. It is Crespi and Sanchez as a back 2. Torres comes in to go down the right-hand side. And we've got youngster Kovas, this guy, back name, going down the left. He's very highly rated. So we'll give him a game here. Then we've got Fatakanti. Could be his last game for us, Montel. And it will definitely be Renokia's last game for us as well. His contract is up and we're not renewing him. So, yeah, be nice little send-off for him. And then we've got Skoko, Bertic, and Matanovic. Bertic and Matanovic are fighting it out for the Golden Boot. They each have 18 goals. So I've decided to put them up there. They can go head-to-head to see who comes out on top. And the midfielder I was going to show you was this guy. And we can see unambitious personality is a problem. But everything else about him for a 17-year-old midfielder is pretty good. So, yeah, high hopes for him and his future with us. All right, so we can see the team sheets there. It's a very high turnover of players now, it looks like, at Dinamo. There's certainly lots and lots of new names popping up in that starting lineup of theirs. Now, you would imagine that they will play a pretty strong side because they don't really have anything else to play for. They're not in the cup final. And, yeah, so the league is their way into Europe. Now, this episode, of course, will also have our end-of-season awards. So, among other things, we'll see who you guys voted as your Viewers Player of the Year and Goal of the Season competition as well. And then next episode to end out the week will be, if you're watching live anyway, we'll end out the week will be the summer transfer special. I don't know what's going to happen with that. The issue that I can foresee coming here is that we have a lot of good young players that are starting to get wanted by the big European clubs. So there might be a situation where, although we know we've got two Argentines coming in, and I don't really want to change too much. It might be a situation where we get our hand forced a little bit because, yeah, Pinter is the main one that's wanted by some big clubs right now, and I really, really don't want to have to get rid of him. I think Butchman's another one. We could probably get away with selling one of the centre-backs if we get, like those silly bids that can come in. Because we know we've got the new Argentine centre-back coming in. We've already got Sanchez and Crespi at the club. We've already got, Benisek will probably be leaving. We've got Skolabar and we've got Turninski, if you remember him, out on loan at Bordeaux. And he actually got caught up into the Croatian side, so he's doing okay there as well. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the summer window holds, but yeah, we get to this point, don't we, where big clubs start to get interested in players. Ranocchia on his farewell appearance. It's going to go down as an own goal, I think, but Skoko fed him. Skoko's another one, I've got to be honest. I almost want to keep him because when Skoko is good for like those 2-3 months of the season, like he's genuinely world class for us. He is that good. It's bounced off everything, and Ranocchia doesn't get the credit for it. Yeah, he's so good when he's good. I'm actually tempted to keep him just for that period when he's good. But if we get, there is interest in him in the Middle East, and anybody that has an Australian nationality, because Australia is in the, I thought that was going in, Pinter with a good save. Because they're in the Asian Confederation, they can go to the Saudi Arabian clubs, the Chinese clubs, the South Korean clubs, Japanese clubs, all those sort of bigger leagues in Asia and count as an Asian player. So Qatar's another one, UAE. It happens in real life. It happens all the time. They all go there now and make a little bit more money than they would playing, probably even in Europe for most, in most of their cases. So I'm expecting we will get Middle Eastern bids for Skoko, considering that there's interest in him, and yeah, I've just got to decide if the bid is worth it, I guess. But like I say, he's so good when he's good. It is almost worth keeping him just for that period of time. But well, as I said, we'll see. We'll just see what happens. It looks like we're on top in this game, but I mean, we have got a goal, I suppose. Forgot about that. We've had all the possession. We're just struggling to create much. But we see this from Dinamo all the time, don't we? They sit back against us and just try and pick us off. And given that we are in front, there's no real need for us to do much else. No complacency in the performance. Fatakanti is looking anxious, which is not ideal. He's a bit happier now. We've got to remember too, we do have Novak, who's on loan at Bordeaux. He's coming back from loan, and he will probably sort of slot back in. Because he was doing well for us, but I did want to give him a full season playing, which he's had now. Oh, and Dinamo have pulled level, or have they? We'll give it a focus either way. I don't think it's... Oh, it is going to be offside. Now, was that earlier on? So it was... Okay, so there, the throw went back there. Yeah, okay. I don't actually know that the guy that that actually picked up the ball was offside, but there was certainly one offside player in there. So ball forward, towards Ranocchia. I would really love Ranocchia to get a go. Oh, and Torres! Almost out of nowhere, in truth, has stuck it in the back of the net for 2-0. So one ruled out at one end, and then we've gone and gone and got the goal at the other end. No one picked him up, and we know Torres in front of goal is free scoring, and it's 2-0. So we'll give him some praise now, and hopefully we can go on with this a little bit. Is it time to say goodbye to Ranocchia, or do we just leave him on? It's a tough one, isn't it? Alright, I would like to give Plobasic, whatever his name is, some game time. So we'll take Montel off for him. This guy. Fatacanti now to Montel. Montel gets it wide for Kovacic. Oh, and it is... No, I don't know how you say that. C-E-C. Is that Czech, maybe? Kovacic? Because Peter Cech was kind of like that, but that's also not Croatian. He was Czech, wasn't he? I don't know if it's pronounced the same sort of way. Here we go, Torres in the middle, and Matanovic has a 19th of the season, which I believe puts him in front for our sort of own personal golden boot, which of course will be awarded later on this episode. And Bertic will be probably regretting that pass to Torres, because he would much rather got the goal himself. And is that going to give Matanovic another Jarun golden boot? He certainly racked up a few of them, I think, hasn't he? Crespi, that's not a good pass at all. And Kovacic is backtracking and does very, very well in the end as Ranocchia keeps possession. It is Plovovic. I'm going to have to practice that one. Crespi and Plojovic, maybe it is. Anyway, we're in a little bit of trouble here. Was he onside? I think he's behind the ball. And that is 3-1 now. And we've really gifted them away back into the game. Do we have Masevic on the bench? We do not. Yeah, that's just a bit of a shambles at the back, that one, isn't it? I'm really toying with the idea of changing the way we defend for next season. In theory, this should work okay, because we've got two centre-backs there and then a half-back there, sort of, marking players in a way. But we just see it time and time again. It doesn't quite work out the way that we would like it to. So, yeah, a bit of a frustrating one. Torres. Ranocchia can't do much with it, but we can pick it up with Sanchez. Torres again. Now, if you're wondering about foreign players and all these Argentines that we're signing, as the cross comes in and is claimed by the goalkeeper, we can have 6 foreign players in the starting lineup, which is quite a lot, obviously. So, as long as I've done my counting correctly, we're still okay if we play all of them. Ranocchia to Matanovic. Matanovic scores. Ranocchia with an assist. It's Matanovic's 20th of the season yet again. And with that, with a few minutes to go here, is that the chance to clap Ranocchia off, thank him for his time as a Jarun player. I think he's been a bit of a revelation. I brought him in as a bit of a squad player, and he's done very, very well indeed. He's been more than that at times. And well done, Ranocchia. Thank you for your service. Good luck in the Middle East, which I think is where he's always certainly going. So we'll keep praising. It's a bit of a demolition of Dinamo in the end, and time will tell, I suppose, if it's going to cost them European football next season. It's funny to me. It's very funny if they don't get it, but thinking with my what's better for us in the league in the long term, we probably do want them in the Conference League, to be honest, with the weakest possible leagues that they can go as deep as possible. Here we go now with Ormarkic. What can we get out of him? It's a completed pass, which is more than we usually get, but it is given away. Come on. 4-2. This doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? But it'll pretty much be the last kick of the season. And I don't know there's much wrong with that. They're checking for offside, but I am fairly confident that that was fine. Oh, wow. Was it the initial... No, so it's the cross. Oh, off in front of the goalkeeper. That's a bit harsh. By the letter of the law, I guess he is in front of the header and also in front of the goalkeeper, but yeah, we've got away with that one. But that's okay. It's funny when they lose, and it is 4-1 that we've absolutely smashed them. And nice to see Torres remember how to play some football as well. So that is how the season ends, and Dinamo, well, they're 1 point off European football and finished 7th. So yeah, that's kind of funny, isn't it, really? But Hajduk in 4th, I had a feeling they were going to be good this season, just having got rid of some big earners, and I wonder if we're going to start and see the resurgence of Hajduk as a force in Croatian football now. And again, we can't have too many strong clubs. We want strong clubs, not as strong as us, but I think we can see there we've got almost a 20-point gap. We've got some wiggle room, and yeah, if we can get some other strong Croatian clubs, particularly in Europe, it's going to benefit us in the long run. So that's all of that, and season done, very nicely done indeed. We'll be right back with our end of season awards. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Jarun end of season awards. Thank you everybody. Oh, thank you so much. Champions again. It's good to say, isn't it? Thank you and welcome to our Jarun End of Season Awards. It's been a magnificent season. Winning the league, the Jags not quite getting it done for us in the Cup this year, but they'll get better. And of course, running Barcelona very, very close in the Champions League is not a bad place for Europe to end either, is it? So the boys have done fantastically. Well done, lads. And hopefully more of the same next season. So the first award this evening is the Golden Pen, awarded to this season's best signing. And we had some crackers, absolute amazing signings this season, but the one that has stood out above the rest, apparently, is the goalkeeper, Tibor Pinter. The next award is the Golden Card, awarded to the player with the worst discipline. And honestly, guys, I don't even think you're trying anymore. 6 yellow cards is all it took to win the award this year. So I guess it's well done to Slavomir Kovacic, but honestly, guys, you've got to get better than that. The next award is the Golden Spoon, awarded to the man who feeds the strikers, the man with the most assists. And, well, we've got just so many good players at providing goals. And this guy was brilliant this year, arguably even go as far as to say our best right back. So with 16 assists, congratulations once again, Slavomir Kovacic. The next award is the Golden Anchor, awarded to the man that we can rely on, the player with the highest average match rating. And this guy, well, he is still our best right back, let's be honest. With an average match rating of 7.47. It's Hugo... it's Hugo Torres. Oh, just composed myself there. The next award comes from the medical department. It is the Golden Cross, awarded to this season's most injured player. And, well, this guy, if I can't figure out where to play him, and when I try to play him, he's injured, it's becoming a little bit of a nightmare. So with 47% of the season missed, it's potentially the best winger this club's ever seen, but we never see him. It's Dusan Tomasek. Tomasek? Mate, if you were playing more, I'd get more practice at saying your name, so just get fit and stop complaining, please. Next up, it is the Golden Soother, awarded to this season's best young player. And this guy has already been up here this evening and is a very worthy winner of this award, I would say. So congratulations once again, Slavomir Kovacic. The next award is the Golden Boot, awarded to this season's top goal scorer. And this guy is just evergreen, isn't he? Just always there for us, never lets us down, pops up in the big moments as well. So with 20 goals, congratulations, Igor Matanovic. The next award is the Horse's Ass, awarded to this season's worst player. And, well, this guy just continues to be just an irritation. He teases us season after season, looking like he's the new Zinedine Zidane or Modric or something like that. and then he just becomes me, basically, in midfield. So for being just ridiculously inconsistent and not playing at the high standard we know you're capable of, the horse's ass is Noah Skoko. And now it is time for an award that just means so much to everybody here at Jarun. It is the Viewers Player of the Year. A big thank you to everybody who took the time to nominate and also vote for their Player of the Year. And I can tell you, the man you have voted for is the evergreen, but seriously injured at the moment, Martin Palumbo. Now, before we get to announcing this season's Player of the Year, we do need to acknowledge the team of the season. So if you just direct your eyes up to the board, you will see that Pinter is the goalkeeper. The back four is Rupnik, Skoloba, perhaps a surprise, Butchman and Kovacic. The defensive midfielder is, of course, Sithole. The midfield duo is Montel and Palumbo. The number 10 is Siraj. And your strikers are Bertic and Matanovic. Congratulations, boys. You've all had brilliant seasons. Let's hope more of the same next year, please. And now it's time for the Golden Star for this season's Player of the Season. And, yeah, I mean, just so many good, consistent performers this year. And this guy is just undoubtedly the best right-back this club's ever seen. So a huge congratulations goes to Hugo Torres. Well done, mate. Well done to Hugo and the rest of the winners this evening. And, well, that's it. What a season it's been. Absolutely magnificent stuff. We've got the next batch of Estudiantes youngsters coming in over the summer, which is exciting. One or two may have to leave. I'm sorry, fellas, but we can only play so many of you, so someone's got to go. And, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this summer and next season. I think we can really stamp our dominance over the league. And I think there's going to be a few European giants looking at us shitting themselves, to be honest. So let's hope we can do that for them next season. If you've enjoyed this evening, I hope you have. Thank you for you in the auditorium. This is going very well, tripping over my words at the outro here. Thank you for you watching at home, and I'll see you all again next season. And yeah, it's going to be good one. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Thank you. Thank you very much. So there we go, end of season awards done for the year. Let's have a quick review of how things went. Now, signing of the year was, of course, Pinter. Now, we've had some very good signings this year. Difficult to maybe argue with it, though Montel was also very, very good. An A+ signing for him. Pinter was only a B-, which makes you wonder why he's won the signing of the year. Alfie Sanchez, an A-. Crespi, a wonder kid for under $1 million. I think that's pretty good business, if I'm honest, but only a C+ for him. And Zinko for 1.1 million, only rated as a C, signing under anybody who left go away and do anything. Della Vabora not doing too much, which is maybe a surprise. Priscilla played a lot of games. Jakic, we went to Brazil, which was a bit of a strange one. Triantis, good on you, mate. Go off to Lazio, play 2 games off the bench. Brilliant stuff. Williams, good to see him getting some game time at Cardiff. Ramsey at Variston, didn't play much, in truth. Kakavenga went to Spain. He's playing. You'd expect him to do just that. Utanen is looks like first choice over there. I think that's an Italian club, even though it looks like it's a Portuguese or Spanish one. Akbarsley, 16 games off the bench for Florentina, and Hercevic not doing too much, and nobody else played at all. So that is all excellent news for them. An A- for our winning of the league. It was quite a good campaign. We had a couple of blips with draws and sort of conceding lots of goals, but ultimately we were pretty consistent and deserved to win the league as comfortably as we did. The Champions League. Anytime we get ourselves into the knockout rounds, I think we can be pleased with that. However, I would say we won 3 games quite comfortably. We had a decent draw against Salzburg that probably could or should have been a win. A good result, I'd say, against Madrid. We did do ourselves proud, I think, against Barcelona, but there's a couple of results in there as well that kind of sting a little bit, don't they? The Cup, it was the Yags, and they had a bit of a dodgy start to life, and of course the Charity Shield thing we won as well. So moments to remember, the 7-0 over Istra, the biggest, so that was the biggest win. The moment to remember was the 7-0 against Bruges, and the goal of the season was Palumbo's strike against Hajduk Split, and that was way back on the 25th of July, so very, very early on in the season, that one. Finances, reputation has not moved, which surely it should be at this point. Maybe when we get our own stadium, that will hopefully help with that. We've got some sponsorship deals there. Everything went up except for match day, commercial, and retail. There was a little bit of a fallout from the Sithole burger. I imagine that sales probably dropped off after that, and that is going to explain the slight deficit there. Matanovic is Mr. Popular with Bertic, Torres, Palumbo, and Montel not too far behind. Team of the season, let's have a look here. Skolabar in there is a bit of a surprise, but everything else looks more or less as it should be. There's going to be one or two that thinks they probably could have got in, but yeah, I think over the course of the season, that is probably just about right, would we say, more or less. Now the accolades. Fans Player of the Year was Torres. Young player was Kovacic. As a 19-year-old, he actually is a young player, which is nice. Palumbo, we saw, got goal of the season. The Golden Boot went to Matanovic. Most assists was Kovacic, which is maybe a surprise given Torres plays out there as well. Torres did win most man of the matches. He also won the highest average match rating. And Montel with the most passes completed per 90 minutes, which for a midfielder is pretty good. Most goals in a league match, of course, Madza, right at the end of the season, got that, didn't he, against Rijeka. So yeah, well done to him setting that record. One of our own, of course. And any competition awards here, not as of yet. So history in the making, that's all very nice. And manager timeline is not something that we particularly look at, is it? So let's just move on from that. And then we can have a look here at the team of the series so far, whilst introduce goal of the season. Now, of course, the goal that Palumbo scored against Hajduk, and then three others I deem worthy, will be up for you to vote for. As ever, there'll be a link at the top of the description, just down below. Click on that and vote for your goal of the season. I'll announce the winner early next season, hopefully, if I remember, on the first episode of next season. And yeah, we will go from there. So this is you've been looking at team of the season. There's still quite a few old players in there, isn't there? Priscilla, Bosanic, Zabic is still there as well. Rovis, and probably rightly so, is still there. And yeah, I wonder how long the likes of Philip and whatnot will stay in that team. So we'll see. That's something that will develop over the coming seasons, isn't it? But until then, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Tommy G is on the bench as well. Brilliant stuff. Until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you for the transfer special next episode. And it's one of these now. We've got players that are attracting attention. My plan is to not do too much. I don't know that that's going to be possible. Take care.
Yeah. Sometimes I get so mad, there's no control in me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, I might grab a bat, I don't know. My wrath, my blood boils over like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me up, let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement. I know there's no turning back. Oh God, adrenaline wasted, so mad I can taste it. I know there's no turning back. I'll do what it takes, I ain't making mistakes like that. I'll play it on your face to make you go take it back. I'll lose my shit and I go crazy when I'm mad.
And here are the top 4 goals from the 2031-32 season. Don't forget to vote for your favorite. Heating up inside of me, blood so violently. Thanks for trying me. Now it's finally time to see how this rivalry becomes my